The Anunnaki, a group of deities from ancient Mesopotamian mythology, have long fascinated scholars and enthusiasts alike, particularly regarding their purported role in the creation of primitive workers. This topic delves into the intriguing narrative that suggests these celestial beings descended to Earth with a specific purpose: to mine gold and other resources. The Anunnaki, often depicted as powerful figures, are said to have found the labor of their own kind too burdensome and thus sought to create a workforce that could assist them in their endeavors. This narrative not only raises questions about the origins of humanity but also invites us to explore the broader implications of ancient myths on our understanding of civilization and its development. By examining the motivations behind the Anunnaki's actions, we can gain insights into the relationship between gods and humans, as well as the societal structures that emerged from such interactions. Understanding these ancient stories is crucial, as they offer a lens through which we can interpret our own history and the evolution of human society. The significance of these myths extends beyond mere storytelling. They challenge us to reflect on our place in the universe and the forces that have shaped our existence. As we embark on this exploration of the Anunnaki and their creation of primitive workers, we aim to engage and inform, shedding light on a narrative that continues to resonate with contemporary audiences and provoke thought about our past and future. Enki, one of the prominent deities among the Anunnaki, is often recognized for his wisdom and innovative thinking, particularly when it comes to the proposal of creating a primitive worker. Enki envisioned a being that would be fashioned in the image of the gods, a creature capable of performing labor that would alleviate the burdens faced by the Anunnaki themselves. His idea was not merely about creating a workforce. It was about crafting a new entity that could embody the qualities of intelligence and resilience, traits that would enable it to thrive in the harsh conditions of Earth while serving the needs of its creators. Enki's vision was rooted in a deep understanding of the natural world and the potential for life to adapt and flourish. He believed that by imbuing this new being with a spark of divine essence, they could create a creature that would not only serve but also possess the capacity for thought and emotion, thus forming a unique bond with its creators. However, Enki's proposal was met with skepticism, particularly from his brother Enlil, who held a more cautious perspective on the creation of a new creature. Enlil's concerns were multifaceted. He questioned the implications of creating a being that could think and feel, fearing that such a creature might one day challenge the authority of the gods or even rebel against them. Enlil's skepticism stemmed from a desire to maintain control and order among the Anunnaki and their creations. He worried that introducing a new species into the world could lead to unforeseen consequences, disrupting the delicate balance that existed between the divine and the mortal realms. This tension between Enki's progressive vision and Enlil's conservative caution set the stage for a significant debate among the Council of the Anunnaki, highlighting the complexities of their governance and the weight of their decisions. The Council's deliberations on Enki's proposal were crucial, as they represented a pivotal moment in the mythology of the Anunnaki. This gathering of powerful deities was not merely a formality. It was a serious examination of the ethical and practical implications of creating a primitive worker. Each member of the council brought their own perspectives and concerns to the table, reflecting the diverse views within the pantheon. The discussions were intense, with Enki advocating passionately for his vision, emphasizing the potential benefits of having a workforce that could assist the Anunnaki in their tasks. He argued that this new being could be a source of companionship and support, fostering a relationship that transcended mere servitude. On the other hand, Enlil and others voiced their apprehensions, urging caution and consideration of the long-term consequences of such an act. The importance of these deliberations cannot be overstated, as they not only shaped the fate of the proposed primitive worker but also illuminated the broader themes of creation, responsibility, and the nature of existence itself. Ultimately, the outcome of this council would have lasting implications for both the Anunnaki and the beings they sought to create, marking a significant chapter in the ancient narratives that continue to captivate our imaginations today. Enki and Ninhursag embarked on a groundbreaking journey to create the primitive worker, a being that would serve the Anunnaki and alleviate their burdens. This endeavor was not merely a matter of will. It required meticulous planning and execution, particularly in the realm of genetic experimentation. The first step in this ambitious project involved the intricate process of combining Anunnaki DNA with that of Earthlings. Enki, known for his deep understanding of genetics and biology, took the lead in this endeavor. He meticulously studied the genetic makeup of both the Anunnaki and the native Earthling species, seeking to identify the traits that could be harmoniously blended to create a new being. The goal was to produce a creature that possessed the strength and resilience of Earthlings while also embodying the intelligence and divine qualities of the Anunnaki. The genetic experiments were complex and fraught with challenges. Enki and Ninhursag faced numerous obstacles as they attempted to manipulate the DNA strands, ensuring that the resulting being would be viable and capable of fulfilling its intended purpose. One of the primary challenges was the compatibility of the two genetic codes. The Anunnaki were a highly advanced race, and their DNA was significantly different from that of the Earthlings. This disparity led to several failed attempts, with many of the initial creations proving to be unstable or unable to survive outside the controlled environment of their laboratory. Each failure brought with it a sense of urgency and frustration, as Enki and Ninhursag were acutely aware of the stakes involved. They needed to succeed, not only for the sake of their own labor but also to fulfill the expectations of the Anunnaki Council, which had granted them the authority to pursue this project. Despite the setbacks, Enki and Ninhursag persevered, driven by their shared vision of creating a being that could bridge the gap between the divine and the mortal. They refined their techniques, conducting further experiments and making adjustments to their approach. Their collaboration was crucial. Ninhursag, as the goddess of fertility and creation, brought her own expertise to the table, focusing on the nurturing aspects of the new being's development. Together they worked tirelessly, combining their knowledge and skills to overcome the hurdles they faced. The process was not just scientific, it was also deeply spiritual, as they infused their creation with a sense of purpose and connection to the divine. The significance of their first successful creation, known as Adam, cannot be overstated. Adam represented the culmination of Enki and Ninhursag's efforts, embodying the qualities they had sought to achieve. He was a being that combined the strength and resilience of Earthlings with the intelligence and divine essence of the Anunnaki. Adam's creation marked a turning point in the narrative of the Anunnaki and their relationship with humanity. He was not merely a worker. He was a symbol of the potential for cooperation between the two realms. The successful creation of Adam also validated Enki and Ninhursag's vision, demonstrating that it was indeed possible to create a being that could serve the Anunnaki while also possessing the capacity for thought and emotion. Adam's existence opened up new possibilities for the Anunnaki and their interactions with humanity. He was the first of his kind, a prototype that would pave the way for future creations. The implications of Adam's creation extended beyond the immediate needs of the Anunnaki. They also raised profound questions about the nature of existence, the responsibilities of creators, and the potential for a new relationship between gods and mortals. As Enki and Ninhursag looked upon their creation, they recognized that they had not only fulfilled a practical need but had also embarked on a journey that would forever alter the course of human history. Adam was more than just a primitive worker. He was a testament to the power of collaboration, innovation, and the enduring quest for understanding the mysteries of life itself. The birth of the first Earthlings, Adam and Eve, marks a pivotal moment in Anunnaki mythology, symbolizing the culmination of divine experimentation and the beginning of a new chapter in the relationship between gods and humanity. Adam, the first of his kind, was created through the intricate genetic blending of Anunnaki and Earthling DNA, while Eve was fashioned shortly thereafter, serving as his companion and counterpart. Their creation was not merely an act of labor. It represented a profound shift in the dynamics of existence, as these beings were imbued with the essence of both the divine and the earthly. In the context of Anunnaki mythology, Adam and Eve are significant not only as the first humans but also as the embodiment of the potential for growth, learning, and the complexities of life that would unfold in the ages to come. As Enki and Ninhursag completed their work, the moment of Adam's birth was filled with anticipation and awe. The Anunnaki gathered to witness this extraordinary event, their reactions a mixture of curiosity, pride, and trepidation. For many of the gods, this was a moment of triumph, a testament to their power and creativity. They marveled at Adam's form, recognizing the divine qualities that had been infused into him. His strength, intelligence, and capacity for emotion were evident, and the Anunnaki could see the potential for a new kind of relationship with this being. However, there were also undercurrents of concern among some of the gods, particularly Enlil, who remained skeptical about the implications of creating such beings. He worried that Adam and Eve might one day challenge the authority of the Anunnaki or disrupt the established order of the cosmos. The birth of Eve soon followed, and her creation was equally significant. She was designed to complement Adam, embodying the qualities of nurturing and companionship. Together, they represented the duality of existence, the balance between strength and tenderness, intellect and emotion. The Anunnaki observed their interactions with great interest, noting how Adam and Eve began to explore their surroundings, learning and adapting to the world that had been created for them. This dynamic duo not only served as the first primitive workers but also as the foundation for future generations of humanity. The Anunnaki recognized that Adam and Eve were not just creations, they were the beginning of a lineage that would carry forth the legacy of their divine creators. The implications of Adam and Eve's existence for the Anunnaki were profound. With the birth of these first Earthlings, the Anunnaki faced new responsibilities and challenges. They had created beings capable of thought, emotion, and choice, which meant that the relationship between gods and humans would no longer be one-sided. The Anunnaki would need to consider the needs, desires, and potential of their creations. This shift in dynamics raised questions about governance, morality, and the nature of free will. Would Adam and Eve remain obedient to their creators, or would they seek autonomy and independence? The Anunnaki understood that they had opened a door to a new reality, one that would require careful navigation and consideration. As Adam and Eve began to populate the Earth, the Anunnaki observed their growth with a mix of pride and apprehension. The couple's ability to learn, adapt, and form relationships with one another and their environment demonstrated the success of Enki and Ninhursag's vision. However, the Anunnaki also recognized that with this success came the potential for conflict and complexity. The existence of Adam and Eve signified the beginning of a new era, one where the boundaries between the divine and the mortal would blur, leading to unforeseen consequences for both realms. In the grand tapestry of Anunnaki mythology, the birth of Adam and Eve serves as a crucial narrative that explores themes of creation, responsibility, and the intricate interplay between gods and humanity. Their story is not just about the origins of human beings, it is a reflection of the enduring quest for understanding, connection, and the search for meaning in a world shaped by divine influence. As the first Earthlings, Adam and Eve would go on to embody the hopes, fears, and aspirations of their creators, forever altering the course of history and the relationship between the Anunnaki and the beings they had brought into existence. In the mythological narrative surrounding Adam and Eve, their roles in the Garden of Eden were imbued with profound significance, reflecting the expectations placed upon them by the Anunnaki. As the first Earthlings, Adam and Eve were not merely created to exist, they were assigned specific roles that aligned with the desires and needs of their divine creators. The Anunnaki envisioned them as caretakers of the earth, tasked with tending to the land and its resources, thereby fulfilling the labor that the gods had initially sought to alleviate through their creation. This expectation was rooted in the belief that Adam and Eve would embody the qualities of diligence and obedience, serving as a bridge between the divine and the earthly realms. The Anunnaki's expectations for Adam and Eve were multifaceted. They were to cultivate the land, manage the flora and fauna, and ensure that the resources of the earth were utilized wisely. This role was not only practical but also symbolic, representing the Anunnaki's desire for their creations to reflect their own divine qualities. Adam and Eve were seen as extensions of the Anunnaki themselves, tasked with maintaining the balance of nature and honoring the gifts bestowed upon them. In this context, the concept of worship and servitude became intertwined, as the Earthlings were expected to express their gratitude and reverence for their creators through their actions and stewardship of the land. Worship, in this sense, was not limited to rituals or offerings. It was manifested in the way Adam and Eve engaged with their environment and fulfilled their roles. The Anunnaki anticipated that their creations would recognize the divine origins of their existence and in turn, demonstrate their loyalty and devotion through their labor. This relationship was characterized by a sense of mutual respect, where the Anunnaki provided for Adam and Eve, and in return the Earthlings honored their creators by tending to the world they inhabited. The Anunnaki's expectations were clear. Adam and Eve were to be diligent stewards of the earth, embodying the principles of harmony and balance that the gods themselves upheld. Initially, the relationship between the Anunnaki and their creations was marked by a sense of harmony and cooperation. Adam and Eve thrived in the Garden of Eden, a paradise designed to provide for their every need. The abundance of resources allowed them to flourish, and their connection to the land fostered a deep appreciation for the gifts they had received. The Anunnaki observed this flourishing with satisfaction, recognizing that their vision for a primitive worker had evolved into something far more profound. Adam and Eve were not just laborers, they were beings capable of thought, emotion, and connection, reflecting the divine essence that had been infused into them. This initial harmony was characterized by a sense of unity between the Anunnaki and their creations. The gods took pride in their handiwork, witnessing the growth and development of Adam and Eve as they navigated their roles in the garden. The Earthlings' ability to learn, adapt, and form relationships with one another and their environment demonstrated the success of the Anunnaki's vision. The Anunnaki saw in Adam and Eve the potential for a new kind of relationship, one that transcended mere servitude and ventured into the realm of companionship and mutual respect. However, this idyllic state was not without its complexities. The expectations placed upon Adam and Eve, while initially embraced, would soon become a source of tension. As the Earthlings began to explore their surroundings and assert their independence, the delicate balance between worship and autonomy would be tested. The Anunnaki's desire for obedience and reverence would clash with the burgeoning sense of self-awareness and agency that Adam and Eve began to experience. This tension would ultimately shape the narrative of their existence, leading to profound implications for both the Earthlings and their divine creators. In exploring the roles assigned to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, we uncover a rich tapestry of expectations, relationships, and the complexities of creation. Their journey reflects the broader themes of stewardship, worship, and the intricate interplay between the divine and the mortal. As the first Earthlings, Adam and Eve were not only tasked with fulfilling the needs of the Anunnaki but also with navigating the challenges of existence, ultimately shaping the course of their own destiny and the legacy of humanity. The initial harmony between the Anunnaki and their creations would serve as a foundation for the unfolding narrative, one that would explore the depths of connection, conflict, and the enduring quest for understanding in a world shaped by divine influence. The moment Adam and Eve gained forbidden knowledge marked a transformative turning point in their existence, fundamentally altering their relationship with the Anunnaki and reshaping the narrative of humanity. This pivotal event revolved around the knowledge of good and evil, a concept that held profound significance not only for Adam and Eve but also for the Anunnaki who had created them. The acquisition of this knowledge represented a leap into self-awareness and moral understanding, granting Adam and Eve the ability to discern right from wrong, to understand the implications of their actions, and to navigate the complexities of existence in a way that transcended mere instinctual behavior. The significance of the knowledge of good and evil cannot be overstated. Prior to this moment, Adam and Eve existed in a state of innocence, blissfully unaware of the moral complexities that would come to define their lives. They lived in harmony with their environment, fulfilling their roles as caretakers of the Garden of Eden without questioning the nature of their existence or the intentions of their creators. However, the introduction of this knowledge shattered that innocence, awakening a new level of consciousness that brought with it both enlightenment and burden. With the ability to understand good and evil, Adam and Eve were no longer passive recipients of the Anunnaki's will. They became active participants in their own lives, capable of making choices that would have far-reaching consequences. The consequences of Adam and Eve's newfound awareness were immediate and profound. As they gained the ability to discern right from wrong, they began to experience a range of emotions that had previously been foreign to them. Guilt, shame, and fear emerged as they grappled with the implications of their actions and the reality of their existence. The once harmonious relationship they shared with the Anunnaki became strained, as the gods now viewed their creations through a different lens. The Anunnaki had initially seen Adam and Eve as obedient workers, but with the acquisition of forbidden knowledge, the Earthlings had crossed a threshold that introduced complexity into their relationship. The Anunnaki's expectations of worship and servitude were now challenged by Adam and Eve's burgeoning sense of autonomy and moral agency. This shift in their relationship with the Anunnaki was marked by a growing distance and a sense of disillusionment. Adam and Eve, once content in their roles as caretakers, began to question the nature of their existence and the intentions of their creators. The knowledge of good and evil opened their eyes to the possibility of choice, and with that came the realization that they could defy the Anunnaki's will. This newfound awareness led to a sense of empowerment, but it also brought with it a heavy burden. Adam and Eve were now aware of their vulnerability and the consequences of their actions, which created a rift between them and the Anunnaki. The gods, who had once taken pride in their creations, now faced the reality that their creations could choose to reject their authority. The consequences of this shift were far-reaching. The Anunnaki, particularly Enlil, who had always been wary of the potential for rebellion among their creations, viewed Adam and Eve's newfound knowledge with alarm. The gods had created these beings to serve them, but now they were faced with the unsettling reality that Adam and Eve could choose to act against their interests. This realization prompted a re-evaluation of the Anunnaki's relationship with humanity. The gods had to grapple with the implications of having created beings capable of moral reasoning and independent thought. The dynamics of power and control that had once defined their relationship were now in flux, leading to a sense of uncertainty and tension. As Adam and Eve navigated their newfound awareness, they also began to experience the complexities of human emotions and relationships. The knowledge of good and evil brought with it a deeper understanding of love, compassion, and empathy, but it also introduced conflict, jealousy, and fear. Their relationship with one another evolved as they grappled with their shared experience of this profound change. They became partners in a journey of discovery, exploring the depths of their emotions and the implications of their choices. However, this journey was not without its challenges, as the weight of their newfound knowledge often led to misunderstandings and conflicts between them. In the broader context of Anunnaki mythology, the moment Adam and Eve gained forbidden knowledge serves as a powerful allegory for the human experience. It reflects the universal struggle between innocence and awareness, the tension between obedience and autonomy, and the complexities of moral decision-making. The acquisition of knowledge is often portrayed as a double-edged sword, offering enlightenment while simultaneously introducing the burden of responsibility. Adam and Eve's journey illustrates the profound impact that knowledge can have on relationships, both with oneself and with others, as well as the intricate interplay between creators and their creations. Ultimately, the moment Adam and Eve gained forbidden knowledge marked a significant turning point in their existence, reshaping their relationship with the Anunnaki and altering the course of human history. The knowledge of good and evil opened the door to a new reality, one characterized by complexity, choice, and moral responsibility. As Adam and Eve navigated the challenges of their newfound awareness, they embarked on a journey that would define the essence of humanity, forever altering the dynamics of their relationship with the divine and setting the stage for the unfolding narrative of existence. The consequences of this moment would resonate throughout the ages, shaping the understanding of what it means to be human and the intricate relationship between the divine and the mortal. The expulsion of Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden is a pivotal event in the narrative of Anunnaki mythology, encapsulating themes of disobedience, consequence, and the complexities of human existence. The events leading to their expulsion were marked by a series of actions and reactions that ultimately culminated in a profound shift in the relationship between the Anunnaki and their creations. Central to this narrative is Enlil, the god who had long harbored skepticism about the potential for rebellion among humanity. His reaction to Adam and Eve's actions would set the stage for the consequences that followed. Enlil's response to Adam and Eve's newfound knowledge and subsequent actions was one of alarm and indignation. As the god responsible for order and authority, Enlil had always viewed the creation of humanity with a cautious eye. He had been wary of the potential for disobedience and the implications of granting beings the capacity for moral reasoning. When Adam and Eve consumed the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge, Enlil's worst fears were realized. The act was not merely a transgression of a divine command, it represented a fundamental challenge to the authority of the Anunnaki. Enlil perceived this act as a direct defiance of the established order, a rebellion against the divine hierarchy that he had worked to maintain. Enlil's reaction was swift and severe. He convened the other Anunnaki to discuss the implications of Adam and Eve's actions, emphasizing the need to restore order and assert control over their creations. The council deliberated on the consequences of this rebellion, weighing the potential for further disobedience against the need to maintain the balance of power. Enlil argued passionately for their expulsion, viewing it as a necessary measure to prevent the spread of insubordination among humanity. He believed that allowing Adam and Eve to remain in Eden would set a dangerous precedent, encouraging other Earthlings to challenge the authority of the gods. The reasons behind Adam and Eve's expulsion were multifaceted, rooted in both their actions and the broader implications for the Anunnaki. First and foremost, their consumption of the forbidden fruit symbolized a breach of trust between the creators and their creations. The Anunnaki had granted Adam and Eve the gift of knowledge, but with that gift came the expectation of obedience. By choosing to defy the divine command, Adam and Eve not only rejected the authority of the Anunnaki but also embraced a new understanding of their own autonomy. This act of defiance was seen as a fundamental shift in the dynamics of power, prompting the Anunnaki to re-evaluate their relationship with humanity. Moreover, the expulsion served as a means of enforcing the boundaries that had been established between the divine and the mortal realms. The Garden of Eden was designed as a paradise, a sanctuary where Adam and Eve could thrive under the watchful eye of the Anunnaki. However, their actions disrupted the delicate balance that had been maintained. Enlil and the other gods recognized that allowing Adam and Eve to remain in Eden would undermine the authority of the Anunnaki and potentially lead to further acts of rebellion. The decision to expel them was thus framed as a necessary measure to restore order and reassert control over their creations. The impact of Adam and Eve's expulsion from Eden on humanity's future was profound and far-reaching. With their removal from the paradise that had been their home, Adam and Eve were thrust into a world that was no longer governed by the divine protection and abundance of the garden. They were forced to confront the realities of existence outside of Eden, where survival depended on their ability to navigate a harsh and unforgiving environment. This transition marked the beginning of humanity's struggle for autonomy, self-sufficiency, and the quest for meaning in a world that was now fraught with challenges. The expulsion also introduced the concept of sin and consequence into the human experience. Adam and Eve's actions had not only led to their own downfall but had also set a precedent for future generations. The knowledge of good and evil, once a source of enlightenment, became a burden that humanity would carry forward. The awareness of moral complexity brought with it the potential for both greatness and failure, as subsequent generations grappled with the implications of their choices. The legacy of Adam and Eve's disobedience would echo throughout history, shaping the moral landscape of humanity and influencing the relationship between humans and the divine. Furthermore, the expulsion from Eden marked a significant shift in the narrative of human existence. No longer were Adam and Eve mere extensions of the Anunnaki's will. They became individuals with agency, capable of making choices that would define their lives and the lives of their descendants. This newfound autonomy came with its own set of challenges, as humanity navigated the complexities of existence in a world that was now characterized by struggle, hardship, and the pursuit of knowledge. The expulsion served as a catalyst for growth and development, pushing humanity to explore the depths of their potential and the intricacies of their relationships with one another and the divine. In the broader context of Anunnaki mythology, the expulsion of Adam and Eve from Eden serves as a powerful allegory for the human experience. It reflects the universal themes of choice, consequence, and the quest for understanding in a world shaped by divine influence. The narrative illustrates the complexities of existence, highlighting the tension between obedience and autonomy, innocence and awareness. Adam and Eve's journey from the paradise of Eden to the challenges of the outside world encapsulates the essence of the human condition, marked by the struggle for identity, purpose, and connection. Ultimately, the events leading to Adam and Eve's expulsion from Eden represent a critical juncture in the narrative of humanity. Enlil's reaction to their actions, the reasons behind their expulsion, and the impact on humanity's future all converge to create a rich tapestry of themes that resonate throughout the ages. The expulsion not only altered the course of Adam and Eve's lives but also set in motion a series of events that would shape the destiny of humanity, forever intertwining the divine and the mortal in a complex and dynamic relationship. As humanity moved forward, the lessons learned from this pivotal moment would continue to influence the understanding of existence, morality, and the enduring quest for connection with the divine. Following the expulsion of Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden, humanity began to proliferate in ways that would shape the course of history and the relationship between the Anunnaki and their creations. The initial couple, once isolated in their paradise, became the progenitors of a burgeoning population that would spread across the earth. This growth was not merely a matter of numbers. It represented the emergence of a complex society, marked by the development of relationships, roles, and cultural practices that would define early human existence. The growth of the Earthling population can be traced back to the union of Adam and Eve, who, despite their expulsion, were tasked with the responsibility of populating the Earth. Their initial struggles outside of Eden were met with resilience, as they adapted to their new environment and learned to cultivate the land. The knowledge of good and evil that had once been a burden now became a tool for survival, allowing them to navigate the challenges of existence. As Adam and Eve began to have children, their family expanded, and the Earthling population started to grow. The birth of their sons, Cain and Abel, marked a significant milestone in this proliferation, as these two figures would play crucial roles in the early development of human society. Cain and Abel, as the firstborn sons of Adam and Eve, embodied the duality of human existence. Cain, the elder, was a farmer who tilled the soil, while Abel, the younger, was a shepherd who tended to flocks. Their contrasting roles reflected the diverse ways in which early humans began to interact with their environment and establish livelihoods. This division of labor was significant, as it laid the groundwork for the development of more complex societal structures. The rivalry between the two brothers, stemming from their differing offerings to the Anunnaki, highlighted the emerging themes of competition, jealousy, and the quest for favor that would characterize human relationships. Cain's offering of crops was rejected in favor of Abel's offering of livestock, leading to feelings of resentment and ultimately culminating in the tragic act of fratricide. This pivotal moment not only marked the first murder in human history but also underscored the complexities of human emotions and the darker aspects of existence that emerged in the wake of Adam and Eve's expulsion. The story of Cain and Abel serves as a microcosm of the broader human experience, illustrating the challenges and conflicts that arise within society. As humanity began to proliferate, the dynamics of relationships became increasingly intricate. The emergence of competition for resources, the desire for recognition, and the struggle for power all played a role in shaping early human interactions. The Anunnaki, observing these developments from their celestial vantage point, began to reassess their perceptions of their creations. Initially, the gods had viewed Adam and Eve as obedient workers, but the complexities of human behavior and the emergence of moral dilemmas prompted a re-evaluation of their understanding of humanity. The Anunnaki's changing perceptions of their creations were influenced by the unfolding narrative of human existence. As the Earthling population grew, the gods witnessed the emergence of culture, social structures, and the capacity for both creativity and destruction. The actions of Cain in particular drew the attention of the Anunnaki, as they grappled with the implications of having created beings capable of such profound moral choices. The act of murder was not merely a violation of divine law, it represented a fundamental challenge to the order that the Anunnaki had sought to establish. The gods began to recognize that humanity was not simply a reflection of their own divine qualities, it was a complex tapestry of emotions, desires, and conflicts that could lead to both greatness and tragedy. As humanity continued to proliferate, the Anunnaki's relationship with their creations evolved. The gods, who had once viewed humanity through a lens of control and authority, began to see the potential for partnership and collaboration. The growth of the Earthling population brought with it the possibility of shared experiences, cultural exchange, and the development of a unique human identity. The Anunnaki recognized that their creations were capable of innovation, creativity, and the pursuit of knowledge, qualities that mirrored their own divine essence. This realization marked a significant shift in the dynamics of the relationship between the Anunnaki and humanity, as the gods began to contemplate the implications of their creation's autonomy and moral agency. The proliferation of humanity also led to the establishment of communities and societies, further complicating the relationship between the Anunnaki and their creations. As families grew and clans formed, the need for governance, social order, and cultural practices became increasingly important. The Anunnaki observed the development of rituals, beliefs, and traditions that reflected humanity's quest for meaning and connection. This cultural evolution was a testament to the resilience and adaptability of humanity, as they sought to navigate the complexities of existence in a world that was both beautiful and challenging. In this context, the roles of Cain and Abel took on greater significance. Their story became a foundational narrative that would resonate throughout human history, serving as a cautionary tale about the consequences of jealousy, competition, and moral failure. The themes of conflict and resolution that emerged from their relationship would echo in the lives of subsequent generations, shaping the moral framework within which humanity would operate. The Anunnaki, witnessing these developments, began to understand that their creations were not merely subjects to be controlled. They were beings capable of growth, learning, and the exploration of their own identities. As humanity proliferated and evolved, the Anunnaki's perceptions of their creations continued to shift. The gods recognized that the Earthlings were not simply extensions of their will, they were independent beings with their own desires, aspirations, and moral dilemmas. This realization prompted a re-evaluation of the Anunnaki's role in the lives of humanity. The gods began to consider the possibility of guiding and supporting their creations rather than exerting control over them. This shift in perspective laid the groundwork for a more collaborative relationship, one that would allow humanity to flourish while still acknowledging the divine influence that had shaped their existence. In conclusion, the proliferation of humanity after Adam and Eve marked a significant turning point in the narrative of Anunnaki mythology. The growth of the Earthling population, the roles of Cain and Abel, and the changing perceptions of the Anunnaki all converged to create a rich tapestry of themes that resonate throughout the ages. As humanity navigated the complexities of existence, the Anunnaki began to recognize the potential for partnership and collaboration, leading to a deeper understanding of the intricate relationship between the divine and the mortal. The story of Cain and Abel serves as a powerful reminder of the challenges and triumphs that define the human experience, illustrating the enduring quest for meaning, connection, and understanding in a world shaped by divine influence. As humanity continued to evolve, the lessons learned from these early narratives would guide future generations in their pursuit of identity, purpose, and the complexities of existence. The events leading up to the Great Flood in Anunnaki mythology represent a critical juncture in the relationship between the gods and humanity, encapsulating themes of divine judgment, preservation, and the consequences of human actions. As humanity proliferated and developed, the Anunnaki observed the growing complexities of human society, including the emergence of moral failings, corruption, and disobedience. The gods, who had initially created humanity with the intention of alleviating their burdens, found themselves increasingly disillusioned with their creations. This disillusionment ultimately culminated in the decision to allow a great flood to cleanse the earth and reset the course of human history. The Anunnaki's decision to permit the flood was not made lightly. The gods had witnessed the deterioration of human behavior, characterized by violence, greed, and a disregard for the divine order. Enlil, in particular, was vocal in his condemnation of humanity's actions, arguing that the earthlings had strayed too far from the path of righteousness. He believed that the only way to restore balance and order was to wipe the slate clean, allowing for a fresh start devoid of the corruption that had taken root. The Council of the Anunnaki convened to discuss the impending flood, weighing the potential consequences of their decision. While some gods expressed concern about the loss of life, Enlil's resolve was unwavering. He viewed the flood as a necessary measure to reclaim the earth from the chaos that humanity had wrought. In the midst of this divine deliberation, Ziusudra, known in later traditions as Noah, emerged as a pivotal figure in the narrative. Unlike the majority of humanity, Ziusudra was favored by the Anunnaki for his righteousness and moral integrity. He had maintained a close relationship with the gods, demonstrating a commitment to the principles of stewardship and respect for the natural order. As the Anunnaki prepared to unleash the flood, they recognized Ziusudra's potential to preserve life and ensure the continuity of creation. In a moment of divine intervention, the gods revealed their plan to him, instructing him to build a great ark to save himself, his family, and a selection of animals from the impending deluge. Ziusudra's role in preserving life during the flood was both significant and symbolic. By following the Anunnaki's instructions, he became a vessel of hope in a time of despair. The construction of the ark represented not only a physical means of survival but also a testament to the possibility of redemption and renewal. As Ziusudra gathered the animals and prepared for the flood, he embodied the qualities of resilience and faith, demonstrating that even in the face of divine judgment, there remained a path toward preservation and continuity. His actions served as a reminder that the Anunnaki, despite their disappointment with humanity, still held the potential for compassion and mercy. When the floodwaters finally descended upon the earth, they brought with them a profound transformation. The deluge was not merely a natural disaster. It was a divine cleansing, a means of erasing the corruption that had taken hold of humanity. As the waters rose, the landscape was irrevocably altered, and the remnants of the old world were submerged beneath the waves. The flood served as a powerful symbol of the Anunnaki's authority and the consequences of human actions. It was a stark reminder that the gods were not to be trifled with, and that the balance of creation could be disrupted by the choices made by their creations. The consequences of the flood were far-reaching, impacting both the Anunnaki and the earthlings in profound ways. For the Anunnaki, the flood represented a moment of reckoning. While they had sought to restore order, they were also faced with the reality of the destruction they had wrought. The loss of life and the obliteration of entire communities weighed heavily on the gods, prompting them to reflect on their relationship with humanity. The flood served as a catalyst for change, leading the Anunnaki to reconsider their approach to governance and interaction with their creations. They recognized that their decisions had consequences, and that the balance of power between the divine and the mortal was a delicate one. For humanity, the flood marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter in their existence. Ziusudra's survival became a symbol of hope and renewal, as he emerged from the floodwaters to repopulate the earth. The lessons learned from the flood would shape the moral framework of future generations, emphasizing the importance of righteousness, respect for the divine, and the consequences of straying from the path of virtue. The narrative of the flood served as a cautionary tale, reminding humanity of the fragility of existence and the need for harmony with the natural order. In the aftermath of the flood, the Anunnaki and humanity entered a new phase of their relationship. The gods, having witnessed the consequences of their actions, began to adopt a more nuanced approach to governance. They recognized the potential for partnership and collaboration with humanity, understanding that their creations were capable of growth, learning, and moral development. The flood had served as a transformative event, reshaping the dynamics of power and authority between the divine and the mortal. The significance of the Great Flood extends beyond the immediate events that transpired. It serves as a powerful allegory for the human experience. The themes of judgment, redemption, and the consequences of actions resonate throughout the ages, reflecting the universal struggle between order and chaos, righteousness and corruption. The flood narrative encapsulates the complexities of existence, highlighting the delicate balance between the divine and the mortal, and the enduring quest for meaning and connection in a world shaped by both. In conclusion, the events leading up to the Great Flood and its significance in Anunnaki mythology represent a critical juncture in the relationship between the gods and humanity. The Anunnaki's decision to allow the flood, Ziusadra's role in preserving life, and the consequences of the deluge all converge to create a rich tapestry of themes that resonate throughout history. The flood serves as a powerful reminder of the complexities of existence, the importance of moral integrity, and the enduring quest for redemption and renewal. As humanity emerged from the floodwaters, they carried with them the lessons learned from this transformative event, shaping their understanding of existence and their relationship with the divine for generations to come. In this video, we explored the fascinating narrative surrounding the creation of humanity as depicted in Anunnaki mythology, delving into the intricate relationships between the gods and their creations. One of the key takeaways from our discussion is the profound significance of the Anunnaki's decision to create primitive workers, which ultimately led to the emergence of Adam and Eve. This act was not merely about labor. It represented a deeper exploration of the divine-human relationship, highlighting themes of stewardship, autonomy, and the complexities of existence. The creation of Adam and Eve marked the beginning of a new chapter in human history, where the potential for both greatness and moral failure became intertwined. We also examined the pivotal moment when Adam and Eve gained forbidden knowledge, which fundamentally altered their relationship with the Anunnaki. This newfound awareness of good and evil introduced a moral complexity that challenged the established order, leading to their eventual expulsion from the Garden of Eden. The consequences of this expulsion were far-reaching, as humanity was thrust into a world characterized by struggle, choice, and the quest for meaning. The narrative of Cain and Abel further illustrated the complexities of human emotions and relationships, emphasizing the challenges that arose as humanity began to proliferate. The Great Flood served as another significant event in our discussion, representing a moment of divine judgment and the consequences of human actions. The Anunnaki's decision to allow the flood was rooted in their disillusionment with humanity, prompting them to cleanse the earth of corruption. Ziusadra's role in preserving life during this catastrophic event highlighted the potential for redemption and renewal, as he emerged as a symbol of hope for future generations. The aftermath of the flood marked a turning point in the relationship between the Anunnaki and humanity, leading to a more nuanced understanding of governance and the complexities of existence. As we reflect on these ancient myths, it is essential to consider their implications for our understanding of humanity and our place in the universe. These narratives invite us to explore the themes of creation, morality, and the delicate balance between divine authority and human autonomy. They challenge us to think critically about the choices we make and the consequences that follow, reminding us of the enduring quest for meaning and connection in our lives. If you found this exploration of Anunnaki mythology engaging and thought-provoking, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel for more content that delves into the rich tapestry of ancient narratives and their relevance to contemporary life. Don't forget to like this video and share it with others who may be interested in these fascinating stories. Your support helps us continue to create content that inspires reflection and discussion about the complexities of existence and the lessons we can learn from the past. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we look forward to exploring more intriguing topics with you in the future.